And now it's time for In Real Cleveland. And I am your host. That's right, the host with the most, Doug Duke. We're back. Wow, it's been a while, it feels like. I'm here with Mr. Cleveland Film, my co-host, the amazing Mike Wendt. What's up, buddy?
Doug, this is going to be a pretty awesome episode, but also, I mean, we're this week we got something at the end of the week that we're going to have a video for sometime next week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. This is
Hey
a
man, we
good
getting
time
ready.
right now.
Yeah, man, it's everything's going, everything keeps going. It's awesome. We're having a good time. Today we got a triple banger. That's right. We're a little behind, there's just so much going on. We just got the Porter one up, which is great. I love that talk with him. But today, let's start our triple banger. First, I watched for the first time in my life Steven Spielberg's Duel. His debut, right?
Yeah, his debut, it's in some Spielberg canon theorists or whatever, whatever you call them. They consider this.
Nerd.
Well, yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
We
Um,
are them too. Go on.
because it premiered on ABC as a movie of the week, it's, for some people, it's just considered, his first, obviously his first feature, but not his first theatrical feature. So
I
sometimes when
yeah.
people say how many features he's made, you can hear 35, but then if you throw in this, it's 36, technically. Yeah.
Totally, yeah, total nerd shit. But no, I get it because we say the same thing about I've gotten this talk about Michael Mann because we go Thief is first, but then he did the same thing. He made this TV movie Jericho Mile, which is also excellent, which is
Yes.
actually great to I just like I didn't even think about bringing that up, but that just reminded me that is I probably said that after I finally saw Jericho Mile. I was like, that's probably the best TV movie ever
Oh
made.
God, yeah.
And it's a great one. But same goes for Duel. Holy shit, dude. Like what a cool, I mean, like, could you imagine flipping through the channels in what 1971 and then you just like land on that, Like even like you don't even start it, You're just like
Yeah.
20 minutes in and you're just like, what's this? What's going on? Um, it was, I mean, it was awesome, and it's all there. Like, honestly, the opening is just so great because it's just like, like almost like POV shots from the car,
Yeah.
and then it's like, this is a little TV movie. It kind of does like these like crossfades or just maybe just fades into the next shot. But all those shots though, they're fucking terrific, and it was just like a great opening. It goes through the tunnel, the credits are going, and I was like, yep, because I am. We just had this huge Spielberg talk with
Yes.
Disclosure Day
Spielberg
with
Summer.
Rob Spielberg Summer, but we didn't actually bring this up because also I didn't even like see it at the time. I don't think we brought it up at all. Um, and the one thing I definitely didn't say during our talk, I don't think, is like I am like all about 70 Spielberg.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, dude, it's just, I mean, that's still probably my favorite, even though I got other favorites through the years. Another one I fucking we didn't bring up, which was crazy, is Catch Me If You Can, which is a
Oh
masterpiece.
God, I love that movie.
I know, dude. So anyway, that's cool that we still got new shit to say about Spielberg. But yeah, just 70s Spielberg and just in general, that look and just that and like Sugarland Express is the same fucking thing. Like that movie
Oh
was
yeah.
incredible. But back to Duel, this TV movie, which is like, dude, like what fucking TV movie looks like this? Like, just like outside of, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm not shitting on it at all, but there is like the voiceover piece, but it's good. I love it though. The voiceover piece is great. I don't know
Yeah.
if you recall, like that dude just like talking to himself.
Right. Right.
Like he's in I love the restaurant scene where like the trucks parked there and he's just paranoid as shit like which person is it and he
Yes.
and he blames this other guy and like gets into a fight with him and it's not him and then he's just like really fucked up because he's like, oh my God, he's still here. um Dude, I don't know, man. Just what a great. I mean, I'm gonna keep going. So if you got something to say,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no.
Such a
And I
cool ass
well,
movie.
like I while I was on my vacation last week, I kind of knew that we were going to be talking about this, so I um as one does is I started watching it on my phone in bed, like with my earbuds in, so
That's
I didn't
cool.
disturb my my wife, and I fell asleep during some of it. So it has been a while since I've watched it all in one sitting. But the one thing that and it's kind of similar to the third movie we'll talk about. Later in the episode, a little foreshadowing, is that like it kind of just it starts and it just freaking like it hits the pedal to the metal. It's just one
Yeah.
of those things where I'm sure he was given this opportunity and he was like, let me just make the best fucking movie ever, and it just go like it's just nonstop tension and tension, and it just keeps building and building, building, and it comes to this like, I ultimately like a satisfying conclusion. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
really like if I was like a studio head back then and saw that, I probably would have shat my pants. Yeah. Like
Well,
sign
that's
this guy right now.
that's the infamous story is like, he just like got on the back lot and made his way through
Yeah.
and then was just like, I'm Steven Spielberg, I'm a
Yeah.
director and I'm going to direct. What do you what do you need? Or I don't know the exact story. But I mean, I've taken the tour. They literally told you that on the Universal tour too. Like, you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
that was crazy. I was a teenager then. I think it was like 96 when I went for the first time. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, and that's even super early days of like the internet. I don't think I was like searching like, what did Steven Spielberg talk when I was in fucking web crawler or whatever. For fuck's sake. I don't think I found that in AOL chat rooms back then. So that was like hearing that story on the lot, and but that's also crazy. It's like I've known about this movie forever. I remember being in film school, people talking about it. I'm sure Porter even brought it up to me.
Yeah.
And like it was just one of those ones where I was just like, let it slip, let it slip. And then it was also like probably in my head too, like, yeah, TV movie, TV movie. But especially after we had our talk, and even last year I finally watched Sugarland Express,
So
and
good.
I know,
I
and I
love
bought that.
Sugarland Express.
I know. I bought that immediately, 4K. I was like, what the fuck? What is wrong with me? I was like, same thing. I was like, I need to see Duel. So it took a year. I ended up renting it. I will definitely buy that 4K. But this is definitely the man that is about to make Jaws. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like here's the monster, the fucking truck. Like that thing is so terrifying in that movie, and you never see him. You just see some boots, and you know what I mean, a couple times.
Yeah.
But even that first kind of time when that's all you kind of see is like his boots and like him kind of walking.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is just like shots of the truck, and you can't see anything inside. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. The one thing that I kind of did like a search on this movie, before I fell asleep watching it. But the one interesting thing is that it started, I think it said it started filming in September of 71 and it premiered like in December of 70. Like, so, like, definitely on that TV schedule where
Yeah,
it's like, we're going to shoot for 10 or 13 days. I think it's at 13 days of filming or something like that, and it like premiered not that long after. And it's like you think about now, like something like that probably would have needed to go through like 6 months of post production to get like all the sounds and
yeah,
everything. But the fact that they did it so quickly is so impressive, and the fact that it was as effective as it was,
yeah, dude.
it's mind-boggling.
Super. Super effective. I wanted to look down real quick because I didn't want to forget his name, but the lead,
Dennis Weaver.
Dennis Weaver, yeah,
Yeah.
man, who plays David Mann. Obviously he's like the selling point of just the paranoia and the terror and to go along with all those incredible shots of the truck and the terrifying. Well, even the shots of him, just like the chases, like some of the angles that are like on the car and like just kind of putting that long and deep into the frame, like
Yeah.
unbelievable, dude. Just a master right there, right? Like fucking how old was he? Like that's the talk too. Like he was
25, 26 or something
yeah,
like
like
that. Yeah.
he just walked onto that thing when he was like, I don't know if the lore's 19. I don't know. We'll fact check this after and I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
But he was super young when he like did that. Because then like I mean I think he started doing TV and shit first and then
Yeah, like some Columbo
he did do a
episodes.
Columbo episode.
Yeah. I
And
think
it's
Night
awesome.
Stalker or something is
Yeah.
what I think I saw. Maybe one of the Alfred Hitchcock presents or something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong
He,
about that.
but anyway, Duel is fucking fantastic. I mean,
Yes.
just A plus, man. Like, what a cool ass movie. Like, again, man, TV movie. It's just like, God, man, I wish, I wasn't born yet, or we weren't born yet, but that would have just been so crazy to just like if back then too, like, well, we had a remote in probably 71, but you used to even like turn on the dial and be like,
Yeah.
just being like right up to the TV and be like, what is this?
I wish I had a picture of it, but for my buddy Robert Banks, I happened to be in this bookstore in Baltimore. It's one of the I think it's Atomic Books, and that's the one that John Waters goes to often.
Oh, okay.
But they sold like used laser discs, and there was a laser disc of Duel, but it was the Japanese cover, which
Oh,
was
wow.
it was pretty sick. So
Really?
I wish I had that in front of me because it looks so damn cool the way how
I'll have to
they
look it up and then I'll
yeah.
throw it right here.
Yes.
Hopefully I'll find
The
that.
magic of the internet.
That's right. I know. The pictures are coming on this show.
Yeah.
It's all about the pictures. All right. Well, we can move on a little bit from Duel, I guess, but I could probably keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Great Spielberg. Great. I'm gonna buy that for sure. And then I went to see, when did I go see this? What day was this? Monday? Yeah, Monday. Monday I went to go see Backrooms, everybody. That's right, Backrooms.
Another young prodigy.
Yeah, dude, is this kid 20?
21 now is what
21 now?
I think I read. Yeah.
Okay, so
But
whatever.
when
He's
he made it, he was
20.
19.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so I walked into this fucking thing blind as shit. I have
Yeah.
I have no idea. I never watched any of the YouTube things. I mean, I'd like, I still haven't in a couple days. I've been busy. I just like didn't see anything. I had the time, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll catch up. And it was like this or Obsession, and I chose this.
Yeah.
Uh, Chiwetel and Renette are in it, and I mean, those are two fucking powerhouse performers, and no no shock there. They're both great in this movie. But I love the immediate opening camcorder and just like
Yeah.
that, just that tension of like the long shot and then just like cutting the corners and like what it was doing. So I was immediately like, cool. I think I made a good choice tonight. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was really into it. And some of the criticism now that I've talked to people afterwards is just like, some people are like, oh, I liked it more when it didn't have a plot and it was just like this atmosphere thing for 10 minutes on YouTube. And it's like, sure, I can understand that. And like, whatever, man. I didn't go in expecting to see like the greatest picture of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, oh, well, and I don't mean to sound like that for whatever, I never know what to equate that to, whatever it is. You always say The Godfather, and it's just
Right.
like,
Right.
as if The Godfather is also just not entertaining as fuck. But but anyway, like you know what I mean. I just didn't go in to see, but I mean, it has a high ceiling of art. There's incredible imagery and an amazing tension. Love the production design and the sound design, especially,
Oh God,
and
yeah.
phenomenal performances and just yeah, just great work overall. Um, and then yeah, sure, like has to wrap. There's a plot eventually, kind of.
Yeah.
It's also kind of like, so what happened, or like
Right.
what's your interpretation, which is always great. Uh,
Yeah. No, it was one of those films when walking into it, just the hype was like overwhelmingly so. And
yeah,
A24 films, I always find the marketing is always amazing and it gets me excited every time. And then usually, there is like maybe a 50% ratio where I'm either, um, I feel it lived up to the hype. There's a lot of times where I feel let down by the hype. Like we'll just say for example, like I thought the drama was very hella entertaining. Like I was like that exceeded my expectations. This one also exceeded my expectations. I thought it was going to be because of this, I didn't see the Markiplier movie, but this whole like YouTube creator thing that's going on, I thought it was just going to be like it was going to have interesting ideas and I wasn't going to be really engaged with it. But I thought it had a great pace to it.
Yeah.
Even though there was all this like existential dread and and you're right, like I will always butcher his name or Chiduo Ejiofor. Or
Well, I think.
yeah, yeah, or right. Yeah. I'll just let you take it. Chiwetel, yes. But fantastic. And you're right, the production design, I wish I could have just walked on that set and like, it would have been cool. Like Great Northern Mall has so much emptiness. They could have probably put an installation
And
there.
that's actually it's funny. It's actually where I saw it.
Yeah,
I went to Phoenix. I was leaving work, so I'm like in Middleburg. So I was like, it's going home for me. It's actually smarter to go to Strongsville. And I was like,
sure.
but I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck that. I literally was already like kind of on my way, and I was like, boop, and I kind of just U'd it, and I was like, I'm going to fucking Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was like, especially with this movie, which I felt, and yeah, because of the hype. So there was that. I was kind of glad I went. Like, it's probably been out like at least 2 or 3 weeks now. So I feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I let all that kind of like wash by and wash over me, and I didn't like catch too much. But anyway, yeah, I was like, well, I should go to Phoenix. I'm at least getting that 7.1. This atmosphere movie. It's supposed to be, I figured the sound design, and I made the right choice on that end too. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. But then like sure, and then I'm finally like kind of getting conversations with a couple other buddies, and he was like, yeah, whatever, it was fine. And he was the one that kind of mentioned like that, it was better when it was like the 10-minute YouTube things. And
Sure.
he's like, and then of course, like you mentioned, like it had to have like a plot, and of course they chose therapy, like all horrors like with therapy now. And it's just like I was like, I don't know, fucking like all this fucking speak, man, like all this shit. And it's just like I don't care. And the one thing I think I said back to him, I was like, yeah, such is life. I was like, life is therapy. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I don't know, like none of that, and that shit doesn't bother. If something's good to me, it's good. And it had me from the start all the way to the end. The tension was there.
Yeah.
It had me grabbed. And then like I mean like towards the end too, they're just like ripping pieces off of people. It looked delicious. It was cake, right? I mean
Yeah. Yeah, it is freaky those sequences where you see almost AI like versions of people, where they have
yeah.
look, 5 mouths or stuff like that. Because I think that was one thing where I maybe the expectation was that it was going to be scary, and I never was scared during that movie, but just some of the thoughts psychologically did really creep me out,
Oh,
of that. So
yeah. Go ahead.
but I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, like, so I feel like because I don't know what your audience was like. I went the opening weekend, and so I had like some rude motherfuckers, and kind of I'll tell a quick story, but like there was a guy and a gal. They were theoretically married, and they had their kids were behind them, and then there were like three or four film bros that look like you and I, and so they were like they complained to the guy about the kids in the back because they were just talking the whole time, and
So
it was
sorry.
funny because he was just like, "Fuck you," like he clearly was annoyed by his kids, but he was almost like, "Film bro, you don't tell me about my kids." So
Jesus.
here's me like single ticket buyer, just like, oh boy. But I do have a pretty good ability of blocking out like bullshit around me. So because and that's a testament, I think, to this movie that I was hooked in where I didn't, fixate on like the kids talking behind me.
Wow, you are a monk. I am terrible with that, and I all usually let it usually get to me. But I will say, since moving back here, and don't get me wrong, there's
Sure.
bad crowds everywhere. But there's definitely there's a little more disrespect I feel sometimes in these Ohio theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, like man, Burbank 16 there and just I've had so many other bad things. We were spoiled when we had ArcLight and especially when a lot of me and my some of my best friends of my life I've met there are still my boys today. Like, we ran somewhat of a tight ship. Like
Sure.
we did get people to like, and most people would go to ArcLight, especially the Hollywood, and there was like no talking or whatever. You would have
Sure.
the new people sometimes that would start using their phones and that was that. I mean, like people got kicked out, man. Like for the most part it was fine. But anyway, my crowd actually was good. I was actually worried because people were just like talking. And you know me, like I fucking get like that third or
Yeah.
I'm down on the floor and I pick middle. And I started doing that. We used to sit up high. And
Yeah.
then what I learned, and then I was like, well, I started like taking the movies to the face now, close. But I also like learned like, okay, when you're up high like that in the back, you see everything. So you're gonna see every asshole on
Yeah.
their phone. You're gonna see every fucking phone if they decide to do it. You're gonna see everybody like talking. So in the front, let all that happen behind me, and
Yes.
I don't know. It's better that way. It's usually, but yeah, I was a little worried at first because I heard like people talking. And I was like, oh great, and people love to bring fucking blankets here in Ohio. It is a and then they even sell them at all the goddamn theaters here. Like they're selling blankets. It's like me and Kelsey laugh a lot. We're just like, well, look, just blanket, blanket, blanket. Even when we were standing outside talking after our movie last night too, and I was just like, I was gonna say something. I was like, look at all these people with blankets. But anyway, it was like
Giving
it was.
Ohio a band name. Damn it.
It's not a bad name, but it is an observant thing I've noticed.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking blankets. I'm surprised half these people even show up in their fucking clothes. Um, um, but yeah, my theater was actually once it got going, it was just like dead silent. There
That's
was,
great.
I think, four people walked out. One of them early, one of them pretty late, or like like a couple, and then another couple. I think is like how that went. And I was just like, oh, like yeah, I don't know. And when I was walking in, there was somebody I heard. I don't know what movie they came out of, but there was a decent crowd, and you got to imagine it was either this or Obsession. And I heard one guy go, "Well, that wasn't the scariest movie I ever seen," and I was just like, I was just rolled my eyes. It's just like that does happen though, right? Because like you're saying, like the hype and like, could you imagine? Like, I mean, does that ever even happen to somebody when somebody goes, "This is the scariest movie ever," and like, imagine you went opening weekend to, like somebody on Friday saw The Exorcist, and then
Yeah.
Saturday you went and saw it, and then there was still probably those people who was like, "Ah, that wasn't the scariest thing I've ever seen."
Right.
Maybe there's Keaton.
Ah,
And
hey, Keith.
maybe to some people The Exorcist isn't, and sometimes you hear that even with younger people, they go, "Well, it's not that crazy," but it's like that movie's phenomenal. I don't care if
Oh,
it's not scary to you or whatever. That's
one of
a
the best
perfect,
ever.
man, that's a perfect movie. Well, anyway, Backrooms. It was good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear comparisons to David Lynch though. Like, let's stop that.
No, 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 no. I mean, I don't know it. I mean, obviously it's way too early to see if he's gonna be like Spielberg, where he makes this first movie off the bat and it's like go, go, go. But I'm sure he's got every, every offer out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I will say though, in interviews at least, he's either very well media trained, or he just seems like a genuinely, kind of like lo-fi type of guy, like into analog um, media, which I think is great, and maybe that it gives us hope for the future.
Yeah,
But we'll
for
see.
sure. No, for sure. I mean, that's what I liked from the digital camcorder in it. It was great, and I kind of noticed that too. And then I mean, like the movie did. Didn't it take place in like the 90s or something?
Yeah, like 91.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. And then like my youngest brother, he's 16, I think, 17. Like I get out and I see a message from him and he's like, dude, that shit was peak. He's like, me and my girlfriend loved it. And he's like, if you don't like it, you just didn't get it. And I was just like, but I love that honestly. Like, but I was just like, do you know who you're talking to? And I literally went, oh, is that right? And I go, do you know who David Lynch is? And he's like, no, but I heard the name. And but no, that's cool though, man. Because honestly, when I was that age, I didn't really, I wasn't like huge into David Lynch or
Yeah.
as I am now. I probably saw a couple things here and there, and but I was like, yeah, I was like, I started running off. I was like, well, okay, like I was like, I get it. I mean, that's awesome. I'm glad this. He's like, give me some more, like just boggling movies or mind bending movies. And I was like, sure, dude, I'll give you a fucking list. But
Yeah, no.
immediately, I was like, well, watch Lynch and Kubrick. I was like, should definitely watch. I was like, just throw Lost Highway on if you think Backrooms was crazy. I was like, throw some Lost Highway on, see what's up. And I was like, well, then you got to do Clockwork Orange, and I even said
Yeah.
Enter the Void to him. So, you know, it's
Yeah.
cool. But then, my shittiness in me, the little bit, I was just like, what the fuck's this fucking teenager? And then I was like, oh wait, this is actually a good thing.
Yeah. No, it's like the universe telling you like brother bonding time. Come over and watch Mulholland Drive or something.
Yeah, yeah, right. But yeah, it was good, but let's not compare him to David Lynch at all because
No, no.
there is only one and there will only be. All
Amen.
right, amen. Thank you. That's right. Lynch. Um, well, let's get to our third and final one. Me, you, and old Ryan Colgrove, we went to see The Furious last night at the Cinemark Valley View for this one.
We had it, man, we had a pretty packed auditorium, I thought, for I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised.
It was Cheap Tuesday. That's why I was like, we should buy
Yeah,
tickets.
that's
I
it.
was like, we
Yep.
should buy tickets because like it's looking kind of full already.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Phew, I don't. You want to start with this one? Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'll start with this one. So this one is very simple plot.
Yeah.
If you're going for dialogue and plot, you're probably going to be you're going to maybe find it a little lacking, but this one I think what 45, 50 seconds in, we get like a few drone shots at the beginning, and then it like immediately gets into fighting. This is a lot of hand-to-hand combat film fighting, kung fu, and there are some guns and swords, but a lot of it is literally just people punching the fuck out of each other. But this one is basically a mute father, has this daughter, and she kind of gets conned into trying to help a young boy, and she gets thrown in the back of a truck, and then it's like him the rest of the movie trying to get her back, and there are there are some incredible fight sequences in this movie. Um, there, the one thing that I know that was an issue with Ryan and perhaps with you as well, but it was like half in subtitles, half dubbed, so it was a little confusing on that end. Um, but oh shoot, Doug. Oh shoot, Doug. Oh shoot.
So we had a technical issue. It froze.
Yes,
Mind your business. All right. Now I
we're
might actually
back.
have to edit, and it's not one long hot take. And
We're we're
Keaton's
we're
was here.
we're so back. But no, as I was trying to tell you, I know one of the things that took out Ryan and potentially you is that it was half in subtitles, half dubbed. So you have to kind of go with it. But then again, recently, earlier this year, and I know you did as well, revisited some of the John Woo films, and those are mostly subtitled, but I think there's like one or two of them that are dubbed. Like I don't mind it. It's because you're not really watching it for the plot.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
but
Yeah, I noticed. I think he leaned into you first, and then like I already had noticed as well, where I was like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" But then there was a subtitle, so I was like, "Oh, okay. I think we're just getting like a mix." Um, and that's fine. But yeah, he leaned into me. He goes, "It's just dubbed or whatever," and I was just like, "Yeah." But I was like, yeah, I didn't know that either, and it upset me. But it wasn't. I thought and then I because then I was like, God damn it, is that what we're getting here? There's like, yeah, somewhere in Cleveland, they're like, oh, let's just give them the English dub. Like we don't even have a choice. Which I was like, I didn't think that was actually the case. Like I saw No Other Choice not that long ago, and you know what I mean? That was correct.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, it did throw me for a loop. But then immediately they were like subtitles, and then there was like, there's English, there's this, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine. Like this is just, and then that's what this was anyway too. Is just like, I just brought up Park Chan-wook. Like you're never gonna really find better films in the world than what that
oh my
man
God,
makes.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but that's different, he's a Korean filmmaker too, and I think they just bring, like even if it can get wild and insane or perhaps even a little pulpy or whatever, he doesn't I don't think he does that a lot. But his movies are, I mean, there's such a delicate everything to his movies, and they're so real and they're so great. So I didn't really know like what to expect. I didn't like watch it. All I knew was like Beyond Fest was like, oh, this is one, a fucking crusher, and
Yeah,
yeah, of course, yeah, like an action movie. And then like immediately, like you said, like it starts fighting. It's really fast, and at first I was like, whoa, I was like, what's this all looking like? There's a lot going on in these fight scenes, and it was like really fast and it was like really slick. But, I am a huge fan of the John Wick movies, so
yeah,
it in a way it was kind of doing the same thing. Now, I think I like the choreography better, and I think what they pull off is a little better. And granted, I get it too. There is a lot of CGI in the John Wick movies as well
yes,
to pull off the gunshots and the knife throws and the blood and everything. But anyway, that all said, once I immediately kind of just like got used to it, and then especially, and this is even later, but I was already bought in by then. But when the hammer gets pulled out
oh my
during
God, yes.
during the fight in the ring and everything, I was like, okay. Uh, but yeah, I really liked it. I just didn't know if I didn't know we were gonna get such a, just a big dumb action movie.
Yeah,
I'm kind of used to like going to see, I guess, these Korean films I keep bringing up, and there's just a lot of there it's just great. They're usually just great, even if like the good, the
yeah,
bad, the good, the bad, the weird's a good example of just
yes,
being like high art and just like balls to the wall, fucking pure entertaining action. You know what I mean? But then there's I Saw the Devil, and pick any of Park Chan-wook's movies, and
yes, yes,
that shit ain't none of it's sweet. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in this movie that I love that they don't hold back. Like it's a little more like, but for American audiences, you're just like immediately you see a kid die, you're like, oh, um,
yeah. Well, I know that we had discussed it afterwards, but a lot of the actors from the Raid films were in this,
yeah, yeah. And I
and
think those are better as well.
yeah, yeah. I certainly I I'm in the agreement there as well, but no denying that this was one hell of a entertaining movie. And it was I it's like we haven't really have we had a really good action movie this year aside from
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to look back, think back
I,
this year. Like we
I
didn't
meant, I
really.
meant to look that up as well too. So far this year, I don't really think so. But anyway. It was good though. Yeah, it was a perfect movie to go to with your boys and see a cool, a fun action flick. Like
Yeah.
there's no denying how fucking good and how fun. I mean, there was so much brutal fucking shit happening.
Yes.
Just a lot of wild ass characters, and I guess, and I guess you can kind of see that with like when and there's two people from the or at least two people from the raid in it,
Yeah.
so you kind of get that. But yeah, I definitely got more. Here I'm looking at my letterbox as I usually
Yeah. I'm trying to.
I kind of keep track of like favorites and uh not in the theater really. I like the Rip. I didn't mind Crime 101, but that was like, very Michael Mann light.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess just recently Normal was out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That
Normal.
was that was
Yeah.
fun. And the Guy Ritchie movie I actually saw, In the Gray, was good. But not neither one of those are as action packed as what we saw last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, it was good though. I didn't love it. I definitely didn't hate it. And overall, I just like, yeah, that was, I mean, I'm glad we caught it before it was gone because that was definitely like, see that in a movie theater for sure.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it was great to hear just the reactions at times. There was a woman, I think she walked out like three quarters in. Uh maybe just there, we're not about spoilers here, but there is this you think it's over and then it goes like another 20 minutes
Yeah,
with some
trust me.
and yeah, there you have to kind of, I mean, and the great thing about this is like we go to have fun for the movies, right? So you have to suspend a lot of disbelief here because it's like if I got hit in the head with a hammer like once, I'm probably dead. This one it's like people get it like 16, 17 times and like they
Yeah,
just keep like getting up,
yeah, yeah.
but
And
yeah.
no, and that's fine. And I said that to you guys too. Like, we grew up on the dumb action movies, and
Yeah.
there's other ones of Stallone's that people don't consider as great as some of his best ones that I love. And so I was just like kind of equating it to that. But yeah, but also like the John Wick movies, like I do love their world building, and there's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, he built this bulletproof suit. Like, I was like, okay, cool. So like all you need is like to show a black suit and say that, and like we buy into it, and it works, so you know what I mean. So I was trying to like, if I had any gripes, I was like, well, man, like think about some of the other things that you like that somebody could easily just be like, well, um, but yeah, I liked it. I thought I'm glad Discount Tuesday,
Yeah. No, for
perfect.
sure. I mean, I gave it 4 out of 5, which I mean, I'm probably more like a 3.5 out of 5, but you know,
Yeah, I was gonna do that too. I think I was gonna go four, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna just drop for 3.5. Like it fucking matters.
yeah. I give a lot of things fours. I know like I've run into a couple people. It's like you like everything. I'm like, well, I do like a lot of things. I
I mean, yeah, in a way, I'm the same way. Or it's like I know what I want, and I'm gonna go see it, and
yeah,
and I want to love. I want to love everything, and for the most part, I do. I give fives like crazy. I give so many fives. Um, but yeah, but then I guess like something like this, I would usually give. I ended up giving Backrooms a four as well, and I almost dropped that to a 3.5. And
sure.
and then I was like, that's probably more based on some of the conversations I had. I was like, let me think about the time I had in the theater, and then I was like, you know what, I liked it, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I was fighting with myself a little bit in Furious, where I was like, I don't know if I like the way this looks, and
Yeah.
but then I was like, whatever. And then because of like some of the look, which was like, like a lot of, the underbelly and the city and the kind of like the lighting of these movies, which again you can equate to John Wick. But the one thing that hit me at one point that really shouldn't have, but I was like, man, I can't wait for the new Refn movie. And I was like, when's that coming out? And I was like, oh, what's going on? Oh yeah, right. That guy's getting his ass kicked.
That'll be a
Um,
2 hour pod at least.
yeah. But yeah, hey man, triple banger. How about that? Fucking
Yeah.
Keaton, and Keaton's here. He's really showing his face today. I
Yeah.
was, I was worried about him during the Porter one because he kept going. And I was like, motherfucker, yeah. But you don't even hear it at all. So um anyway, we already had a technical fuck up, so let's get out of here for today. And I thought we were gonna zip. I was like, you know what? Let's just make this one like 20 minutes today. I bet we're gonna have a fucking at least a 45er. Um, but yeah, we got a triple banger. Duel, Spielberg from 71, fucking great. Backrooms, hey, great time. Good shit from a fucking impressive from a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
And The Furious, you want a big fucking fun balls to the wall action movie. It's a great time.
yeah, can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. I like them all.
Same.
Well, that's my partner, Mr. Cleveland Film. Any last words?
No, some good stuff this year. Or I mean, like this summer so far. And it's only just begun. So
You just begun.
yeah.
Jackass comes out tomorrow, baby.
Yes.
We
Might
got
cry
getting.
at the end of that one. It's supposed to be
I
the last one, you know?
I know. I think I cried in the last one.
I kind of got emotional.
I think I got emotional in the
They
last
took
one.
they tugged at the heartstrings.
Yeah, which is awesome. Oh man, yeah, I just love Knoxville, and I love old Knoxville now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been a pretty great year. I kind of noticed when I just look, like I think I already like, I put a little I make like a favorites of every year of everything I actually end up liking on Letterboxd. I think I'm already in the 30 range for this
That's
year.
awesome.
So yeah, like but yeah, getting real Cleveland. Boy, do we got a big weekend coming up for us and the film commission board and SIF and the Young Professionals Group and
Yeah.
getting Cleveland. We got Wet Hot American Summer 25th anniversary. David Wayne's coming, baby. It's very exciting. A couple days away. Fucking A, man. Next week we should have a pretty cool podcast, unless all goes terribly and and maybe we don't
Yeah.
want to talk about
And
it.
we're just commiserating the whole time.
But all right, everybody, getting real Cleveland. Thanks for tuning in as usual. Triple banger for that ass.